For this assignment, we have been asked to look at 3 short films in our pairs and analyse them. Our 3 films are The Power of Words, which is a drama about a blind man on the street begging for money with very little success, until a woman comes along and changes his sign. The second is called The Great Office War, which is a humorous short about 2 factions within the office, IT and sales, who start a war with each other using Nerf guns. And finally, the third is part of an online series called Mortal Kombat Legacy. We have chosen to look specifically at episode 8, which features 2 characters, Sector and Cyrax.
The format and the genre differ between the 3 films. We have chosen as the first one, The Power of Words, which is a drama as it has serious tones to it and is a single piece and isn't part of a series and hasn't been continued or referenced, which is a vast difference between the other 2 videos, both of which are part of an online series. The Great Office War is part of the Nerf series, and the Sector and Cyrax episode is from the Mortal Kombat Legacy series, but both have a completely different genre to each other. The Great Office War is portrayed as being humorous, as an entire office war starts over a man clicking a pen. It could also be seen as a parody of many war films. And the Mortal Kombat episode is more of an action-adventure, despite being quite short, although when watching this film, there are hints to it being a sci-fi film. Another difference is the length of each short film. The Power of Words only lasts around 1.5 minutes, whereas The Great Office War and Mortal Kombat are far longer, and each one tells a story in that time. With Mortal Kombat though, there is a certain expectancy, as it is based off of a series of games which fans would like to see reference to, compared to The Great Office War, which is merely created to provide humour to whoever is watching it.
All 3 videos follow a set path when watching. You can tell what is going to happen and that the videos are going to head towards a set ending. This is called a linear storyline, as it isn't jumping to different timelines, or it isn't making you follow multiple characters through multiple storylines. Instead, you're only following that character in chronological order. A non-linear storyline, on the other hand, could have anything that slightly confuses a storyline. A classic example of this from an actual film is Pulp Fiction by Quentin Tarantino, where you follow the 2 hired thugs over several storylines, but you find out the fate to one of them halfway through the film, and the fate of the other one at the end of the film.
In the 3 short films, the narrative structure is the same, but merely portrayal of each film is different. The Power of Words has the beginning, which shows the old man begging and not doing very well, merely collecting the odd set of coppers and a few 5-pence pieces from people. At this point, the cuts are quite slow, with one happening every few seconds. The middle would be where the woman comes along and the scene starts to pick up, with lots of cuts in a short amount of time, as well as a mixture of camera angles. This is because the conflict is introduced, which the sign is being changed. In this part of the short film, a lot of people are seen to be putting down money. And finally, the ultimate scene, which explains what the woman did to the sign. For this final shot, the scenes once again slow down. Throughout the entire film, soft classical music is being played, and I believe it suits the scene quite well, as even though it has a happy outcome and something was changed for the better, it still doesn't factor the man is homeless and blind.
The Great Office War, on the other hand, has a very short beginning with slow cuts to the man clicking the pen and the other office worker getting irritated by it. The shot starts to pick up when the 2 sides are mobilising for war, as it were. Throughout the lengthy middle section, we see a lot of fast-paced shots, and the camera angles are changing constantly depending on the situation, such as the wide shot being used for the heavy weapons team, which features 3 people around a large Nerf gun, or the sniper walking through the office. A close shot is used at a low angle, which clearly demonstrates the power of this character over the previous scene, which was the heavy weapons team. Throughout the midsection of the Great Office War, military music playing, which fits in perfectly with the actual video, as although it's a spoof, it still has military themes throughout the visuals. Another thing to note throughout this clip is the actual sound effects, such as right at the beginning there is no music, only normal office sound effects though. These have been enhanced to make them slightly louder, such as a photocopy in the background and the clock ticking. This is merely to demonstrate the ordinary side of the office and that at this point in time it shouldn't be considered as anything else.
Overall, all three videos are very good and highly impressive in their own rights. The first video is touching in kind, even though it only has 2 actors in an open street setting. The Great Office War is humorous purely for the subject matters, and the performances in the final video would have to be my personal favourite for the amount of effort placed into it.